the perfect sale. So I'll answer any questions that you guys might have at the end of this. If you are not a marketing person and you are not into lead generation, then you might be bored out of your mind with this because this might not really attain to you. So this is geared towards people who are doing marketing, they are doing lead generation, but they are having a really difficult time landing clients. Now, for any of you guys who have kind of been following my story, I sold my business back in earlier this year, and I started a marketing agency that kind of blew up. It did really good, got pretty successful very quickly. And so I had decided to, especially for health reasons, to start just teaching other people how to do what I did and just kind of grow my agency on the side now because I truly enjoy that aspect of it, probably more so. But I was in kind of like panic mode because I didn't have a job. I had sold my business and I was thinking, what do I do? And so I have and now he's 11-month-old son and a wife who is a stay-at-home mom. So I needed to have money rolling in. So panic mode helped me to land a lot of clients. And thankfully, I am able to document what I did in the process. So let me share something with you guys, and hopefully this helps you out. Before I get this rolling too far, I'm going to just double check, make sure that everything is running smooth. Put this on my phone so that way I can see any comments or anything that I might have. Okay, cool. So let's get started. So I want to talk about some of the things you have tried. I'm not going to do your typical webinar where you like go through and you talk about like, you know, too much about yourself and you try to get people emotionally involved and all those things, because I'm talking to people who have already started marketing. Like they already know what they're doing. And so they just need people to do it for. And so that's really who I'm targeting. So some of the things that you may have tried at this point, and I put a quote up here by Albert Einstein: insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So some of you guys have been going at this for months and months now, and you just keep trying the same things over and over and over again, and they're just not working for you. So a lot of people start out their lead generation business and they go, you know what, I'm going to do this customer acquisition funnel. And if I put this ad up here, I'm going to just start making money and it's just going to start pouring in and it's going to be amazing. And you know what? Here's the thing. A customer acquisition funnel takes time. If you look at all these steps, first you're creating awareness, then you have to educate them, then you're getting them engaged, and then action, and acquisition. So here's the thing, is these customer acquisition funnels will work, but they're not real quick. It doesn't happen really super quick for you. It takes time. Great for building a business, bad for quick cash. So like for your immediate cash flow, customer acquisition funnels are not good for one reason. One, you don't have any testimonials yet, or maybe you don't have many. And so it's going to be really hard to build that social proof. But the second reason is just because it takes so much time to actually land the clients. So what else? Maybe you've tried cold calling. Now, if you've been shut out over and over again, you might look like this guy here. So cold calling is actually a really good method, but no one teaches it the right way. See, I used to own a brick and mortar business, and I remember exactly what it was like to get called a gazillion times a day, and people, you know, trying to sell you that you didn't claim your Google listings and all these little things. And it just doesn't work. It burns you out if you do those things. But why do people believe that they can do this? Well, weeks and weeks pass and they look like this guy. They give up. And they've been putting so much effort into it. Maybe they've spent thousands of dollars on courses and it's just not panning out for them. Maybe they're thinking, I'm not cut out for this. And they're watching everybody else around them with all this success. What made you think you could do that in the first place? One thing: marketing gurus. And it's a really frustrating thing because what they do is they're smart. They're good at marketing. They tell you something like, maybe they give you these headlines. They show you fancy cars. They only show you the good things. And then once you've clicked into it, they pound you with testimonials just over and over and over again until you just see so much social proof that you buy in. And here's the thing, that's a smart thing to do. Testimonials are good, especially online. You need to create social proof, but they know that. And so they can toy with you. They can take the fancy side of your brain that wants all of these material riches, and then they mix that with the logical side of testimonials, and you think, oh, this is really, really good. Why? Why do they do that? Because who wants to buy work? So they'll put up these headlines like land clients without cold calling. Our generation is self-entitled. They want immediate gratification. That's just how it is. So you want to know, though, who is working? These gurus. So they make it seem like you can do all this stuff and live this life without working, but these guys are busting their butt. And I'm not ripping on Ty here. I'm just using this because he does have the fancy cars and things like that, but they're busting their butts every single day. They're making videos. They're doing courses. You talk to anyone who runs a successful online ad course, any marketing course, anything like that, they are busting their butt. Ask my wife. From right now, I wake up in the morning and all the way until 5:30, 6 o'clock, I am just, pedal to the metal, working, can hardly squeeze anything else in the day. They go to bed and I work again till 4 in the morning. But nobody tells you these things. They only want to show you the good things. They want to show you, the luxuries and the riches and those things. They'll tell you that you can just land clients easily. And then you buy into their course, you learn probably some really good educational things. Like right now, if you've taken courses, you're not landing clients, it's not because the course had just terrible information. There might have been some really good golden nuggets in there, but they weren't completely honest with you. Like they gave you information that had value, but they got you in a way that wasn't completely honest. And that's the frustrating part. So here's a fun question to ask yourself. When you look at somebody and you say to them, and they're showing you all of their fancy things, did they make their money with their course or running a marketing agency? I love asking that question to people because look at it. This guy is not just running a social media marketing agency. He's investing in land. He's doing real estate. He's got his course. He's smart. He's doing all these things, but he's showing you his lifestyle and then trying to tie it to running a social media marketing agency. So he's not lying, I don't believe, saying that he owns these things and he has these things, but I do feel that there's deception by saying, look at all this stuff I had. You can get this just by doing this, because you can't do it just by running a marketing agency. You can make a really good life for yourself, but maybe you could get those things, but it's going to be a lot harder than they make you feel that it is. So here's the solution. I told you guys I was going to give you my script. I'm going to get right into it. It's really, really easy. And this is a cold call script for when you're calling practices, real estate agents, whatever. You just customize it to whomever it is that you're speaking to. But here's how it goes. I'm going to explain it. I'm going to get right into it. So you start off by saying, Scott here says, Lai Lopez. So I'm going to get right into it. So you call them up and they say, hello. I'll pretend we're talking to a chiropractic office just because a lot of people are focused on it. They say, hello, blah, 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 chiropractics. And you say, hey, how's it going? Well, that might seem like a really goofy way to start off a conversation, but what it's doing is it's starting an engagement. So you're going back and forth, and it kind of throws them on their toes. They're not expecting that. See, most people who are cold calling, they get into it right away. Hi, I'm calling with Google, and I noticed you didn't claim your Google listing. Or, hey, I was checking out your Yelp account. The worst possible thing that you can do is call someone up and start talking about their social media or their website or something. And this is the part where most gurus go wrong. They tell you that's how to do it. Maybe they'll tell you that you need to go on Google and find certain ways to find people, type in certain codes to figure out if they claim their Google listing or if they're using Yelp videos. Those things are all great to get background information on who you're calling. But if those are the first words out of your mouth, I promise you, they will hang up. They will say, I'm not interested. It isn't going to work out. It's very, very rare that it's going to work out. So you say, hey, how's it going? You just now stood out among the crowd. You just changed everything. They'll usually say, oh, I'm doing good. How are you? Then you say, I'm good. I'm not sure if you can help me out, but I'm hoping you can. Now, this is key because when you say this to someone, those people all of a sudden are willing to try to help you. You just changed the gears. You just shifted everything from you trying to help them to them trying to help you. Think about it. Everyone who calls them, who's a cold caller, they're saying that they're going to help them. They think that if they help them, that's going to be what gets them in the door. But you're asking them to help you right out of the gate. So now you can't be a cold caller. And I've actually sat on the phone with my students and done these three-way calls where they're listening in and it's muted and the other person's listening and they say, wait a minute, he's right. You can't. Like this is working. And then the person, actually I remember an instance a couple of weeks ago with Caleb, and me and him were doing this and the lady said, well, I would have hung up on you if I thought you were, telemarketer. So it makes you stand out right away. Then you say to them this, I'm a student just graduating a course, and I need to put in some volunteer time, not a client trial, volunteer time, and bring a testimonial back to the class. I was hoping the doctor or whoever would allow me to volunteer for a week. Now, you haven't said what it is you do yet, which is what you want, because you want them to ask you, what is it that you be doing, or what kind of school is it? And then you kind of, under your breath, sort of laugh at it and say, oh, I'm sorry, I actually do lead generation. So I would be getting people in your area who need adjustments to fill out a form that they want to request an appointment from your business. So they basically are filling out saying, yes, I need your services, call me and set up an appointment. This works wonders. Here's a few reasons why it works. Doctors had to put in volunteer time in order to be able to become doctors. So they're very familiar with this practice of having to put in time. Now, the other thing it does is they are not expecting any money because you let them know, all I'm looking to do is get a testimonial. And it's true. Our main goal in the beginning of our course is just to get a testimonial, because here's the thing. I liken it to shark fishing. You catch a shark, or a fish, you bleed it, you throw it back in the water on the line, and that's how you catch the shark. So even if that testimonial doesn't turn into a paid client just yet, or the person didn't, then their testimonial will. So it's a really cool system to be able to get them to just let your foot in the door. Now, if you remember in Expert Secrets, Russell Brunson talks about a buddy who wanted to get a job in a t-shirt business. He wanted to work at a mall in a t-shirt business. So what did he do? He gave away his service for free. He ended up going in there and helping them fold and this and that. And he did this for 2 or 3 days. And then at the end, the people said, you know what? I like this service. Are you interested in a job? They liked his work. So once you get them in there for a week, if you can provide really good results, you will have somebody who wants to buy your service. Now, most of my students, when they got in there, the doctors were already asking them how much it would cost if things would work out. So most of the time, they're already thinking this would be pretty cool to have. Now, there is so many little things that in between this script and the results and landing the client that shape into landing a sale every time. Otherwise, you could just end up doing a lot of client trials and not getting a whole lot of sales. So this is what I did. Well, actually, real quick before I get into that, I'll show you how the script has been working so far. So I just took some snapshots. These guys haven't even taken my course. These guys have just seen me talking about this through interviews or on Facebook Lives, whatever. Angel says, hey, use your graduate student tactic and landed another free trial. He had already landed one with that same client trial or that same volunteer script. Jack, 2 gym trial clients in 2 days using the I have a question, can you help me? So obviously this script is working even for people who haven't taken the course. So how does this fit in with the perfect sale? Because we have an offer. We have something that we can offer them. Now, like I said, there's quite a bit of little things that go into these stages. And if you screw up just one thing, it can completely alter. You think about a sales funnel, and that's why I put it in here. Sometimes you can get tons of traffic into your funnel, but then your funnel's just not converting. Have you ever had that issue? If you've ever had that issue where you're getting tons of traffic into your funnel and it's not converting, what do? Do you keep the ad spend going? No, you split test a page. You start changing things up until you start getting more opt-ins. And that's just how it works. It's the same thing with our sale, except for I can cut out a lot of the work for you. So I created a course. You probably knew it was coming. You probably knew the pitch was coming. But it's a client acquisition course. And basically, I take you through so many different steps. This is an 8-week program, 24 classes, and over 30 hours of lessons in this course. Now, I typically sell this course for $497 plus $327 for the live training. But what I'm doing, and it's a special webinar feature, especially for anybody who might be watching this now, but I'm going to be offering for $597 an all-inclusive package. So you'll save quite a bit of money, a couple $100, just by joining today. And if you've been on the fence, then this might be the time to do it. Now, if you can't afford that, I do have a financing program at the full price where it's only $50 a week. And a lot of students are already starting to see money trickling in, and they haven't even finished. They're only 5 weeks in. So I highly recommend, if you want to cut out a lot of stress and a lot of headaches taking this course. Now let me show you a little bit about what it looks like inside the course. It's a very actionable training. So you'll notice, for instance, I have Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, or actually Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then I actually have other little lessons in between. But like, you cannot get from Monday to Wednesday without completing the actions. Because if you don't complete the actions, then Wednesday's lesson will really mean nothing for you. So it kind of allows you to not have to think and just put more action into it rather than having to think real deep about every little thing, because I'm telling you how to do it. I'm showing you exactly what to do. And here's the problem. Most entrepreneurs give up way too quick. So most entrepreneurs give up before the going ever starts getting good for them. If you want, at the top of my client acquisition group, I actually have a video talking about this. So how do you get into this? The biggest earner.socialmainstreet.com. I'll put it in the comments right now. The biggest earner.socialmainstreet.com. That will get you into the program. That will allow you to be able to start taking in on these live courses, these live trainings. And I also do coaching calls. Right now, my course has not got thousands of people in it. And so I actually can call people up throughout the week and help them out with their cold calling, with their funnels and conversions and all of that stuff. So it's kind of cool. Right now, not only are you getting a discount, but you're getting in at a time where you get some one-on-one training. So let me ask you guys a question. Do you feel like you could, and I know that by now I've probably lost quite a few people to stay to the end, but there's 5 of you is listening, which actually is, to me, not bad for an unscheduled webinar. Do you guys feel like there was some value in this webinar? Let's see here. I hear noises, I just can't see it. Okay, so I see thumbs up. I see people doing thumbs up. So if you felt like there was some value in this and you enjoyed it, then just do me one favor. At the end of it, even if you're not purchasing anything, would you just share it? If you just share it for me, then that will do wonders for me, because it'll help me get the word out there, and I'll get more critique. I'm going to keep doing this webinar, possibly even daily, so you might get sick of seeing it up here. But I'm going to keep doing it and doing it until I get better and better at it. So thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to my spiel. And you guys have a really great night.